Hello there, we're going to do a quick overview of XSplit, as you can tell. This is XSplit. This is the personal licensed version, so there may be some differences in how it looks. I don't think there is between personal and business license, I believe that's what it's called. But quick overview, this is the first thing you'll see when it pops up, albeit it might be differently sized. I don't remember the default settings it comes with. But you'll see this screen in the center here. You can't actually see my mouse under that, so apologies. In the center there, I've got an overlay, a picture overlay on it, because if XSplit is seeing itself, it will loop infinitely, basically. So I've overlaid a picture there just so you don't see it's repeated 8 million times. But in the center there will be whatever you're displaying, which is down here in the sources. You can actually see the photo. If I untick it, you'll see the infinite loop, so we're going to leave that on there. And then this is the screen region of XSplit, and then I have a DxTory video. I've explained DxTory with XSplit in another video if you want to know about that. Over here is your scenes. You can name your scenes up in this little box here, and clicking on these will load the different sources that are in those scenes and the settings involved with them. But other than that, there's not a whole lot. Down here is where you can add scenes. You're not going to be able to see it. Apologies, because actually I can show you from here as well. No, I can't, because the overlay is in the way. Well, you can click scenes, you can add a camera, a source file, or sorry, a media file, a screen region, an IP camera, which is a remotely located internet-capable camera. You can add a game. This only works with some games. It's in testing. It doesn't work perfectly. You can add a Skype video, live stream, a title, which is just text, a whiteboard overlay, which you can draw on, or more sources, which you can get from the source plugin store thingy. Other than top, though, at the top, at the top you can load and save presentations. You also have all the things you can add under View, your sources and stuff, or File. Good lord. Under View, you have your resolution, frame rate, transition speed, projector, and scaling choices. The resolution you choose is what will be displayed by default in anything you record or stream. In my instance, it's set to 1280 by 720. But you can also set frame rate. I recommend 30 unless you have not quite enough bandwidth, in which case you can go for 25 pretty reasonably. Transition is just how it fades. If I were to change the scene to, say, that, you can see it's got a bit of a transition there. So you can change that and the speed. Projector is a business license thing that I don't know about, so sorry. Excuse me. Under broadcast, you can set up and choose which service you'll be using. By default, I believe it only has local recording. You cannot edit these while XSplit is working. If you're using it or not, it doesn't matter. You cannot edit it. But it has capability for owned, live stream, Twitch, and Justin.tv, things like that. You can also use custom RTMPs, which I will explain specifically for YouTube live streaming in another video. But you can use custom RTMPs to connect to really any service you need. And you can also edit those channels to set up bit rates and stuff like that, which I can't show you because I'm currently recording, but it's a pretty simple process. I'll see if I can get a video set up for that using a different recorder, if possible. Under Announce, you can announce things to these streaming services you have set up. This works with custom RTMP, but most of the time your custom RTMP is not going to support this. I think really only Twitch TV really supports it. I never use it. I just announce stuff manually on Twitter and whatnot. It's easier. Under Tools, you can have a delay server, and you can open up your general settings and your recordings folder. Under Help, you've got your standard help, latest news, feedback, read the blog, check for updates, stuff like that. It auto-checks for updates every time you launch it, so that's kind of unnecessary, but whatever. So that's a general overview of XSplit. Other than the settings, which I can't show you, again, that'll be with a separate video, probably. But the general settings, you can set up, your name, you can set up, let's see, what else can you set up? Skype interaction and game source usage. You have to check those before you can use either of those settings. That's pretty much it. You can set your your default audio sources, I think. By default, it will use the Windows default audio sources, so whatever Windows picks for whatever everything else it plays through will pick that. And down here, I forgot to actually mention these. This is your audio stuff that you can change on the fly, so you can, adjust the actual output, which is these bars here. And then down here, you can actually see a relative, I guess, volume of what's being output. So this would be the microphone output, and this would obviously be the Windows default speaker output or sound output. So there you go. That's my quick and dirty overview of XSplit, and I will see if I can get some further details in a separate video and possibly tack it on to the end of this one. But anyway, hopefully that helps someone out, and I will see you guys next time.